Great. So in numeracy, we are talking about shapes, right? And we know the difference between a 2D shape and a 3D shape. Yes. So what are 2D shapes? Right. A 2D shape is a shape which has length and breadth. They are flat, not fat. Okay. So a 2D shape has length and it has breadth. Two measurements, two dimensions. One is length, one is breadth. Wherein in a 3D shape, if I talk about this box here, that's a 3D shape here. It has length, it has breadth. Okay, see, this is the breadth, and it also has height. It is tall. Okay, it is above the ground. All right, they are fat. It is fat. Wherein if you look at this shape, this is flat. All right, so these shapes are flat, these shapes are fat. 2D shape is flat, it has length and breadth, only two measurements or two dimensions, and 3D shape have three dimensions. Length, that's the breadth, and this is the height. Three dimensions. All right, and that's why we call them 3D shapes. Week we had discussed about this term called polygon, right? What's a polygon, children? A polygon is a 2D shape which is made up of three or more straight lines. Yes? And do we understand the difference between straight line and curved lines now? Alright, let's quickly have a look here. So these lines, the standing line, the sleeping line, or a slanting line is known as straight lines. These are three types of straight lines, wherein these are curved lines. Okay, if you could see a curved line. All right, these are all curved lines. Okay, so now any 2D shape which is made up of these lines, these straight lines, and these lines should be three or more. When three or more lines connect with each other, when three or more straight lines connect with each other, a polygon is formed. So let's see, this is a four-sided figure. Two opposite sides are equal, so this is a rectangle. Yes. How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is made up of 4. And are the lines straight or curved? Straight lines. Yes. So is it a polygon? Yes, it is a polygon. Okay, let's look at this figure. How many lines are there? 1, 2, 3 lines. Are these lines straight? Yes, they are. And is it a polygon then? Yes, it is a polygon. Let's look at this shape. Okay, we can't see a straight line here. Is it made up of straight line? No. Is it a polygon? No, it is not a polygon because there's no straight line here. It's not made up of straight line. Okay, so similarly, let's look at this shape. So this shape has a straight line but also has a curved line. So do you think it's a polygon? No. Why? Because polygons are 2D shapes which are made up of three or more straight lines. Okay, so there should be three or more straight lines. There shouldn't be any curved line. So because there is a curved line here, hence it is not a polygon. Okay, children, I'll be sharing this sheet with you, and I want you all to color all the polygons with blue. All right, so you'll color the polygons with blue color. All right, and write the name of the polygon. So if this is a polygon, write the name. If this is the polygon, write a name. If this is the polygon, write a name. But again, any figure which is made up of curved line, any shape which is made up of curved line is not a polygon. Hence this oval, the semicircle and the circle are not polygons. All right, children? Okay, good. So children, last week we had spoken about this term as well, that is prism. Yes, so the definition says a 3D shape which has identical parallel ends and all flat faces is a prism. Okay, so these are few of the 3D objects which I have with me right now, and let's see how many of these objects could be considered as prism on the basis of this definition. Okay, so the definition says that it has to be a 3D object. So let's start with this. This object is of a cuboid shape. Yes, it is a cuboid. See, the opposite sides are equal. Yes, and it has length, it has breadth, and it has height. So it's a 3D shape, right? So let me keep putting the tick mark on the checklist. So it is a 3D shape. Let me put a tick here. All right. And now let's see which has identical parallel ends. So these are the two ends, this end and this end. They should be identical. So it's a rectangle here. It's a rectangle here. Don't look at the writing, okay? Just look at the shape. So it's a rectangular end. This is a rectangular end. So are they identical? Are they same? Yes, they are same and parallel. Now, if you look from here till here, the distance between these two rectangles is the same. Okay, if you stretch it over, they are never going to meet. All right, so this is parallel as well. Okay, ends and all flat faces. So let's look at its faces. 1, this is 1, 2, which is flat, 3, 4, 5 and 6. These are 6 flat faces of this 3D shape, which is a cuboid, and hence we can say that it is a prism. So this is a prism. All right, the shape, the cuboid. Now, because the ends of this cuboid is of which shape? Which 2D shape is it? Yes, it is a rectangle. Okay, so the ends are rectangular, hence this cuboid is also known as rectangular prism. What is it known as? A rectangular prism. Alright children, so a cuboid is also known as rectangular prism. Okay, now let's take an example of this. Alright, that's a box of confettis. Now let's start. Is it a 2D or a 3D shape again? Yes, it's a 3D shape because it's fat, not flat. Okay. Now let's look at its ends. So this is one end and this is the other end. Let's look. That's a circular end. That is a circular end. So yes, the ends are identical. Let's put a tick here. Are they parallel? Parallel means at equal distance from each other. So if we move like this, the distance is same. Okay, and if you see like this, still the distance will be same. Okay, so they are parallel. Yes, they are parallel and all flat faces. Okay, so this is a flat face. This is a flat face. But what about this? This is a curved surface. It's curved, it's not flat. Yes or no? So a cylinder has how many faces? Come on, quickly. A cylinder has 2 flat faces. This is flat, this is flat, but this is a curved surface or curved face. However, a prism should have all flat faces. Hence, cylinder is not a prism. Okay, it did not fulfill this criteria. The top and the bottom, the end faces were identical, they are parallel, and these both are flat, but this is a curved surface, it's not flat, and hence a cylinder is not a prism. Okay, now let's look at this one. We have spoken about this last week as well. So tell me, is it a 2D shape or a 3D shape, children? Yes, it is above the ground, it's not flat, it's fat, so it's a 3D shape. Very good. And identical and parallel ends. So let's look at its ends. This is one end which is triangular in shape. This is another end, again triangular in shape. Both the triangles are identical. Yes, so I'll put a tick here. It has crossed the second checklist as well. Parallel ends. Now the ends are parallel to each other. That means if you extend it, they are not going to meet. Alright, they are at parallel distance. Alright, so yes, take parallel and all flat faces. Let's check the faces. One, that's one flat face. A rectangle, that's a flat face. Again a rectangle. Three flat faces, three rectangles. Fourth is a triangle which is a flat face. And fifth is again a flat face. That means the polygons. Remember polygons? Yes. These are 2D shapes with flat faces. Yes. They are made up of straight lines, not curved lines. So its all faces are also flat. What do you think? Should I keep it here or here? Yes, I'll keep it here because it's a prism. And what is the name of this prism now? What is the shape of the at the end? It's a triangle. So what do we call this? A triangular prism. Alright, so this is a rectangular prism, that's a triangular prism. A cuboid is known as a rectangular prism, and this is known as a triangular prism. Alright children? Okay, now let's take one more shape. Let's take this cone. Alright, is it a 2D shape or a 3D shape? It's a 3D shape. Yes, let's put a tick here. And which has identical ends. So if I look at the ends of this shape, this is one end, that's the other one. Oh my god, one has a flat surface there, that's a circle, and this is a kind of cone here, isn't it? And are they parallel? No, they are. If you draw a line, they are meeting here at this. So do you think it's fulfilling the criteria of a prism? No. So I'll keep it here, because it is not a prism. Alright children? Yes. So we just need to remember that a 3D shape which has identical and parallel ends. So the ends should be identical and at equal distance from each other. Okay. And the faces should be flat. All the faces should be flat. And they are called prisms. So the one with the rectangular end is called a rectangular prism. The one which has triangular ends is known as a triangular prism. Is that clear? Great.